Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. If you're watching the show live, it's happening a couple hours late. Because I had to take the NFK to the dentist for the beginning of trying to resurrect this mouth. Do you remember a few years ago when Notre Dame, the Cathedral Notre Dame in France, burned? And basically, they just had to start all over. Think of that. His mouth is Notre Dame. Or perhaps another event in history. We go back further to September 11, 2001, when two of our most iconic buildings, dare I say the most iconic, came tumbling to the ground from a terrorist attack and the ensuing cleanup. Those two things are less daunting than what our beloved Dr. Lee has to do to the NFK's mouth. There are people who witnessed the carnage at the Boston Marathon bombing, where people's legs were blown off, who would rather relive that than take a gander at a guy who looks like in his spare time he packs his mouth full of gunpowder and lights it. That's how fucked up this is. My God. Maureen says it seriously sounds like he should just go directly to dentures rather than spend all the money on trying to repair his teeth. You know, I'm sure that that might come up at some point. We have a consultation with the dentist coming up in May. And that is where we go over all of the issues. Now, today we took care of two massive issues. The root canal and another molar that needed two fillings. If their plan is to do what you suggest, okay, it'll come out then. But these were so pressing that they had to be taken care of. Drop them off at 8 a.m. I go, how long do you think it's going to take? And they go, probably about an hour and 20 of chair time. I go, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home and take care of the puppy, whatever. Take care of some boring stuff here. And I pick him back up. And I pull in, and he's walking out the door. No time wasted. Opens up the car door, and he sits in there. I go, do you know if they did just the root canal on the incisor, or did they also? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, how the fuck do you not know? I go, And he goes, well, why don't you can go back in there and ask. I go, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Hold on a second. Puppy's whining. Amy says, oh, my God, you left him there alone? Well, I can't be in the room where they're working on him. He was only not with me for like 3 minutes. He was with the dentists and the nurses or whatever they're called, the techs or assistants. Yeah, no, I my time is valuable. I'm not going to sit there for an hour and 20 minutes with my thumb up my ass. By the way, the puppy looking especially cute. By the way, I had to leave her in her little kennel for the first time today. She's always either been in my arms or in a scenario where she's with the other dogs or like on this couch. So I had to put her in there, and oh man, she was not happy with that. But she's got to figure that out. But O'Neill was in the little kennel. He's got his own too. He normally doesn't go in there. He doesn't need to, but I didn't want to leave her alone. She's going to sleep now. She's like, all right, I'll go to sleep. So then I go back in there and I go, yeah, can you tell me like what went down? Because I knew there was, he was for sure getting the root canal. And then, but you said you may also do the fillings. And they said, yeah, we actually did do the fillings too. I go, okay, that's great. Thank you so much. They said, so we canceled out those other 2 appointments. We're so glad we got them in because of this cancellation. And then they gave me the bill. There's no fucking glasses here. Jesus. It says they did a core buildup, including any pins when required. So, and Kevin did say that there was some pins in his mouth. Look at, she's climbing on Bruce. Oh my God, that dog. So, core buildup. I don't know what they're doing there. Then he got endodontic therapy, premolar booth, excluding final restoration. B, amalgam, one surface, primary or permanent. And then a MOD, mod amalgam, 3 surfaces, primary or permanent. I think and all told, this is $1,777, which they then submit to insurance. And insurance will cover like $8. Oh my God. No, I don't have to pay for that. That's his. Tyler says chump change for the NFK. You're not kidding. The dude's just rolling in dough. He gets paid serious cheddar to just sit there and watch TV. It just rolls in. Now, oftentimes, he's like, hey, I'll help with groceries. Or, here, let me pay for the new dog toys. I go, whatever you want, dude. I don't ask. I don't, but he goes, well, you let me live here for free. I go, well, of course. What's mine is yours. What's mine is yours. I get my payment in talking about your gross habits. So this is the trade-off. I'm going to discuss you. I didn't tell this. And then I'll clean off the peanut butter and poop smears and salt scatterings, as Kenny describes it. And whatever. We'll just call it even. How does it? Peanut butter and poop smears and salt scatterings. That sounds fantastic. Absolutely epic. Oh my God. So that's what's up. Tyler says, to this point, who has more fecal matter around the house, the NFK or Darla? Well, it would be the NFK. Darla's not, her feces, she has not gone poop in the house. Even once. She's easy because I'm here all the time. And she's not left alone, which is what you have to pretty much plan on doing if you have a puppy. You either have to be behind them every step of the way in case they squat. Don't leave them alone. If you do, crate them. Sometimes they'll have an accident in the crate, but more often than not, they won't go potty in the crate because they have to be there. I mean, makes sense, right? She's so damn cute. This dog, oh my God. But I feel blessed to be able to take care of her like this. You know, spend all this time with her, and I owe it all to you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome into the show. My gosh, we have Dear Meathead today. Oh, in fact, I need to call Joanne just to tell them that I'm going to call them at 11. So, like right now, I'm calling because I didn't give them a heads up. I talked to them at 9. Dear Meathead, by the way, coming up. I need your questions. Eric at EricZaneShow.com. So they're probably in the yard working at this point. But
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You okay there? It sounds like you're coughing.
Yeah, I just had a cough. I was having my breakfast.
Yeah. Hey, I'll call you at 11 a.m. Is that okay?
Sure.
I just wanted to give you a heads up.
What's wrong with your brother?
Oh, Kevin. He had to go to the dentist.
Kevin. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had to. He had an 8 o'clock dentist appointment, so I had to take him there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Bye now.
Okay, bye. Questions. Eric at EricZaneShow.com for Dear Meathead. I think I officially may have 0 in preparation for this big show today. Yes. If you have anything you want to bounce off Dad, maybe something going on in your life, maybe you're trying to fix something. He's always got an opinion on that. Maybe a social question. Maybe you want his viewpoint on something going on in your life. Something with your better half or your lesser half or your kids. Oh, my God. Send it along, Eric at EricZaneShow.com. Dominion voting systems. Do you remember Dominion voting machines? Those are the, so you'll go to like your precinct and you fill out the thing and then you take that paper and you put it in there and then it tabulates the votes. If you remember back to the 2020 election, when you went to bed, Trump was leading. And then when you woke up, Biden had won. And that put into motion all sorts of chaos. And one of the things was, look at these machines. These machines are evil. They're like changing votes. And all sorts of wild accusations and conspiracy theories, none of which were founded, none of which were true. It just worked out that Biden won. A lot of people on Fox News were quick to throw Dominion voting systems, those machines, under the bus in that company and all sorts of wild-ass accusations. Well, now it's been learned. It's come out, and there was a lawsuit. Dominion sued Fox News. A defamation case. $1.6 billion is what they were looking for. They accused Fox News not only of spreading the lies, but doing it despite not even believing it themselves. Time and time again. Dominion pays attention on Fox News to all of the things that's going on. Thus, the defamation lawsuit is born. Yesterday was the day it was supposed to start. Now, with all of the things that you learn in discovery, each team, we're going to present this as evidence. The prosecution has several things. Here's our list of witnesses. Here's what we know that we are going to discuss. And you share that with the defense. The defense knows who exactly is going to be on the witness stand that the prosecution is going to want on there. So they're seeing all sorts of bad news in front of them that is going to, if it isn't already undermined, even more so, vastly undermine the credibility of Fox News. You got to understand, 50% of the country thinks that's the God's honest truth. The idea was Rupert Murdoch himself, the 92-year-old dude who's in charge of the thing. He was going to be on the stand. Sean Hannity was going to be on the stand. What's that other fucker's name? Tucker Carlson. He was going to be on the stand. What's the blonde bitch with the horse face? She was going to be on the stand. All right. This is all going down. The lawyers are putting their microphones, their little lapel microphones on. They're like wiring up, getting ready to start the beginning of the trial. Excuse me, opening statements. And the judge says, time out. We got a delay. Everybody's waiting for this thing to get started. $1.6 billion lawsuit. Time out. Time passes. 2 hours. And the judge says, everybody go home. The whole thing's resolved. The parties have agreed on a settlement. How bad must it have been if Fox News agrees to pay more than half of the $1.6 billion, or maybe a little less than half? My math isn't so good. It doesn't matter. For Fox to pay $787.5 million in a settlement. That's the better option. Oh, no. And then if you're Dominion, you're like, fuck yes. Because as I was understanding it, according to the New York Times article, and they would have won. And let's just say, for the sake of this discussion, they were awarded $1.6 billion. Then you're looking at a long period of time with appeals and lawyer fees, which that's going to whittle that money that they would have won down considerably to maybe less than what they have settled for of $787.5 million. I know that sounds unbelievable, the dollars and cents that we're talking about here. But, oh my God, how do you fucking do this shit? Now, I can only hope that it's like, okay, the settlement is now in place and both parties have resolved it, $787.5 million, and you have to pay right then, like exactly then. Because how often have we heard about civil trials that take place in lawsuits and then the person who's defending doesn't ever pay? O.J. Simpson. The fucking Goldman family sued the Juice for a ton of cash. And he was found to be responsible, or whatever the terminology is. I don't want to say guilty. In a civil trial, it's different terminology. But anyway, he was on the hook for a ton of money, and I don't think he's ever paid anything. Look at all these folks. These are the people from Dominion. The guy on the far left with the blue tie, he's like the one who's in charge of Dominion. And then you got these lawyers here. They're getting ready for Dick. They're so happy. They're going to drink champagne, get Dick. This guy, he's going to get Dick too. She, I don't know what she's doing. This guy, look how happy this guy is, man. You can actually see a stiff cock. He's so happy. This guy, he's pissed off, probably because everybody's racial profiling him. But you know what I mean. Culpable? That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. My God. Incredible. From the article, Fox News abruptly agreed to pay Tuesday the $787.5 million to resolve the defamation lawsuit. So one of the largest ever in a defamation case. Was the latest extraordinary twist in a case that's been full of remarkable disclosures that expose the inner workings of the most powerful voice in conservative news. In addition to the huge financial price, Dominion exacted a difficult admission from Fox News, which acknowledged in a statement that claims it made about Dominion were false. They said that. Now, that's not going to convince any of the fucking assholes who shoot Bud Light, and throw away Jack Daniels mirrors, they'll say what they want to say. I don't even want to say that deep down they know that Fox News was wrong. But if you're Dominion, you're coming out smelling like a rose. The truth matters. Lies have consequences. Justin Nelson, a lawyer for Dominion, said outside Delaware Superior Court on Tuesday. I mean, that's why I'm glad I never lie. News of the 11th hour agreement stunned the full courtroom in Wilmington, where the case was being heard. Gasps filled the air when Judge Eric Davis told the jury shortly before 4 p.m. that the two parties had resolved the matter. It talks about this spares the trial, which all of the prominent figures would be on the stand. The case held the potential to make public a stream of damaging information about how the network told its audience a story of fraud and interference in the election that many of its own executives and on-screen personalities did not believe. I'll link up the article. There's a lot more that I don't want to get into. But the one thing that is not going to happen, Fox News does not have to go on the air and say, hey, we lied. Which Dominion wanted that to happen, obviously. But they're like, I think our work is done here. When your best option is to give up that amount of money, wow, holy shit. Some good news. Damar Hamlin is going to play football again. Tell you what, whenever that happened, I forgot what month it was, but that was some scary shit. And here we are so far down the road. And he's coming back. This is that moment. It starts out blurry and then it clears up.
Team in football 95% of the time. So you're essentially a weak side linebacker in the run game as well.
Here's Higgins wide open to midfield and lowers the shoulder.
So DeMar makes the tackle
For 13.
And then Lil Woozy, they cut away.
Where Joe Burrow is so good.
And now another Bills player is down.
Okay, so right now he's dead. His heart's stopped. He's not breathing. And then you're quickly going to see the reaction of the people on the field that are concerned, you know? This guy Karras here, he's on a knee. People are frantically wondering what's up.
Maybe Hamlin. Jordan Poyer was able to go tonight. He was iffy. They're only pro.
This guy's on the walkie-talkie saying, get us the crash card. Get us the defibrillator. Holy shit. We need help.
Welcome back to Cincinnati, where medical personnel have been working on Bills safety Damar Hamlin for the last 9 minutes. Hamlin made a hit. He got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground. We don't know, of course, the extent of his injuries, but the entire Bills team is out on the field right now. Several players are down on their knees. Other players are holding hands, praying.
Diggs.
To see the worried looks on their faces. As soon as we have more.
Oh, wow. That's fucked up.
Okay, Lisa, we're going to take a break. They have been administering CPR.
Oh, no, I don't think I've ever seen all this.
We've taken. As Lisa said, Damar Hamlin has been down for over 9 minutes now. With everybody watching, praying, and hoping for the best.
So fucked up.
We'll send it away from here. Just nothing more to say at this point. We'll give you an update as soon as we can. We'll send it to Susie Colbert.
And play out in Cincinnati from here in our New York studio.
All right. Well, good news. This is Damar the other day.
Months. I've been on a journey, and I've seen, some of the top professionals across the country, and their answers to me were pretty much all the same. They were the same. And this event was life-changing, but it's not the end of my story. So I'm here to announce that I plan on making a comeback to the NFL.
All right.
My heart is still in it. My heart is still in the game. I love the game.
I wouldn't have said that.
It's something
even though I'm saying my heart's still in the game, but for that one play, my heart, it kind of stopped. It was in the game, and then when the whistle blew, it no longer was in the game.
I want to prove to myself, not nobody else,
Stop it, Eric.
It's just, I just want to show people that fear is a choice, that, you can keep going in something without having the answers and without knowing what's at the end of the tunnel. Or, you might feel anxious. You might feel any type of way, but you just keep putting that right foot in front of the left one and you keep going. I want to stand for that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, fucking A. Good for you, buddy. I'm glad to hear that. Just over 3.5 months has passed. Seems longer than that. 3.5 months. The technical name for what happened is Commotio or Commotio. I think it's Commotio. Commotio. Commotio cordis, which sounds like some Asian sex position. I looked this up. I'll just read directly. What the fuck is going on here? As I understand it, it's when an impact occurs in the chest at the exact wrong time. Like in between beats or some particular moment in the heart's in a beating cycle, It says, is a rare disruption of heart rhythm that occurs as a result of a blow to the area directly over the heart, the pericardial region, at a critical instant during the cycle of one heartbeat. 97% fatal if not treated within 3 minutes. The sudden rise in intracavitary pressure leads the disruption of normal heart electrical activity, followed instantly by ventricular fibrillation. So your heart's just kind of like quivering there. Complete disorganization of the heart's pumping function and cardiac arrest. It is not caused by mechanical damage to the heart or surrounding organs and is not the result of heart disease. Its incidence in the U.S. is fewer than 20 cases per year, often occurring in boys participating in sports, most commonly in baseball, when a ball strikes a player in the chest. Commotio cordis can occur only upon impact within a narrow window of about 40 milliseconds in the cardiac electrical cycle, explaining why it is so rare. So if it happens at that one particular juncture, which it did in this case, boom, you have commotio cordis. Wow. A high risk for sudden death. Oh, man. So in my opinion, for him to say, yeah, I'm going to get back out there, that is fucking ballsy. I would not do that. I would be like, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life and, I don't know, do whatever. I mean, if you're Damar Hamlin, with the way he's handled this, except for when he faked his death, he's done awesome for himself by just doing the right thing. I know he didn't fake his fucking death, you idiots. Anyway. Chris in Maine says, before then, he says, when was CPR discovered? Before then, they would have thrown him in a ditch and restarted the game. Chris answers his own question. with 1891 after using external compressions to restart the hearts of two young human patients, German surgeon Dr. Friedrich Maas. So I didn't realize that it was only 1891 that they figured that shit out. That's actually very interesting. That increased life expectancy dramatically once that, hey, let's just fucking pound on his chest. All right. So I'm happy that Damar Hamlin is back. But you know that with the risk of, everybody's going to be kind of like watching. So the Bills are probably going to be like prime time sports every game. They're going to have it like on the Sunday night game and then the Monday night game and then a Thursday night game, back to the game of the week, and then the Sunday night game again, just in case, you know. People are going to be betting on whether or not it happens again. There's going to be odds in Vegas, like 1,000 to 1. You can drop some cash and win some on your DraftKings fucking sports app or whatever. You can bet on that shit. But that's good. That's good. I'm happy that he's back. All right. I want to encourage you to follow the show on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, where I do this show each and every day of the work week. For you folks on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, I'm going to send you off. You can't get the whole show on those platforms. You must sign up on Twitch. It's free. You just have to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live, all one word. And that's it. Give yourself a username. You can participate in the chat. You can dim the screen and listen while you're driving. Don't have to worry about having to have the screen on if you don't want to. And it's all live when the show starts at 8 a.m. most days. Today a little differently, but you get the idea. And then you can go back and watch anything you missed, too. The videos stay up there. The Twitch video on demand is all there for you. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. Free podcast available wherever you download shows. That is audio free podcast. If that's your thing. I'm on all of them. You can find me. Just search Eric Zane Show Podcast. Send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'd love to hear from you. And, I've got T-shirts at ericzaneshow.com. Click merch. They go on sale quite often. They're normally $22. They quite often go down to $16 a pop. Now, I think they get you for like $5 or $6 on shipping, but it's still a very, very low price, affordable. And a fine T-shirt, as I understand. Great, great quality, and you can get all different types. Go to the site and root around, and you can have at it that way. ericzaneshow.com. Click merch. I do cameos. Cameo.com/Eric Zane, and I'm on Patreon too with a ton of content for you. Patreon.com/Eric Zane, including the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which happens again this week on Thursday. So, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, thank you for being here. Have a great day. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Eric Zane for HelloFresh. You're going to save 60% plus free shipping. Pay attention. Here are the options for you. Take the family out to eat, and then you're bankrupt by the end of the month. That's out. Okay, I'm going to plan a bunch of meals. I'm going to do research, hours on end, go to the store, buy all this stuff. Somebody's going to crash into my car. I'm going to get home. Nobody's going to like it because I didn't do the recipe right. The instructions weren't clear. It goes to waste in the fridge. Blow even more money. And then everybody thinks you're a terrible preparer of meals. Or you can call upon America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh. I would just like you to try this. You know, we go way back, you and I. So just try this just once. Go to HelloFresh.com/Zane60, and then you'll use the code Zane60 for 60% off plus free shipping. So the box comes to your door after you make the various checks of what you like and how much food you actually want to get, and then let it play out. It comes to your door. The instructions are perfect. They're on individual cards. All of the portions are measured so that nothing goes to waste. You plate the food, you pass it along to the family at the table, and they're like, this is fantastic. I am not kidding you. It is a life game changer. HelloFresh. Again, you go to HelloFresh.com/Zane60 and use the code Zane60, and that's 60% off plus free shipping. Now, this offer does not last forever, so now is the perfect time. As I'm talking to you, log on, do it, sign up, and then get ready to have some fun and be admired by your family and friends. And make sure you tell me how it goes. Reach out to me on email or whatever. Scream at me when I'm running down the street and tell me that I was right, because I am right. HelloFresh is fantastic. I swear by it. I love these folks. HelloFresh.com/Zane60 and use the code Zane60 for 60% off plus free shipping. They didn't become America's #1 meal kit by doing anything other than being the best. Thank you, HelloFresh. People ask me all the time, Eric Zane, how do you do it? You have to balance so many things. You have to have your hand in just about everything in order to make a living. How are you doing it? Well, frankly, when I started, I have no idea. I think I kind of just muscled my way through it. But there is one secret that I've never really talked about until now. It's a book. It's called Elevate, Build a Business Where Everybody Wins. The author is a dude named Tommy Mello, which sounds like a guy who was a roadie for the Grateful Dead. But no, this guy's a genius, and you got to get this book. He's built a $200 million business with over 700 employees. And in this book, I discovered some skills and things that I can do to help me in what I do. It applies to just about any line of work. Kind of like if you're sick and tired of working for the man, you can become the man or woman, gender stuff, or else everybody's going to get mad. What I'm suggesting is you check out the book. It's a quick read, and what you will gain when you read it will blow your mind. Tommy Mello. The book is Elevate, Build a Business Where Everybody Wins. Trust me on this. Get a copy of Elevate at elevateandwin.com/Zane. All right, you might have to back up and get that one again, but here, I'll tell you again. elevateandwin.com/Zane. You're going to love it. When you go to elevateandwin.com/Zane, you will get 5 exclusive bonuses, including a winning ads and application page checklist, the interview bundle, the 7 steps of delegation, and more. If you're in a rush, Elevate is also available on Amazon, though you will only receive the free bonuses when you go to elevateandwin.com/Zane. Read it, and when you finish the book, get ready to have your life changed. No news in the puppy world. Well, actually, there is. Puppy has his first vet appointment. She has her. I said his. Damn it. Puppy has her first vet appointment today. Bruce needs one too. So, tons of cheddar flying out the door today. I keep meaning to look into pet insurance. Oh, look at that. The T-shirts are actually on sale. Thank you for the tip, Kenny. There you go. $16 a pop for any of my shirts. And the shirts aren't the only thing that's on sale. Hoodies have been reduced from $39 to $32. So check out the selection at ericzaneshow.com. Mugs, I'm sure that price is reduced as well. Was $15, now $12. You can get all different colors and shit like that. So you got, people love the Dear Meathead coffee mug. So you click on the Dear Meathead mug, and I think you can change it up, if I'm not mistaken. I thought you could change the damn colors on this. I don't know. I know I've got a yellow one. Okay. There you go. EricZaneShow.com. Click merch. Off you go. I think pet insurance is like $20 a month for each animal. So, if I did 4 dogs, obviously $80. But I think in the end, it's still worth it. I need to do that. Kenny, I'm never getting a pet. Yeah, it can be pricey. It can be. Well, you don't need a pet. You've got Centipede and Defender and Dig Dug and Crazy Climber. You can talk to them all you want. Those are your companions. Everyone knows it. Okay, let's break down these asshole kids in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So, some chick at Kalamazoo Central High School, she has like a learning disability as well as high anxiety and depression. And she's got this beautiful service dog named Moxie that takes care of her. This is Moxie right here. And she brings the dog to school with her. She's also dyslexic. I don't know if the dog can help with the dyslexia. But there's a learning issue because of that, obviously. But the dog, these dogs sense when the owner is having a hard time and will distract. They'll climb in their lap. You can pet them. They know when you're experiencing an anxiety attack. So she would bring the dog with her to school. So then the assholes that go to the school there, they would still bully her. She was a victim of that type of treatment. And then they started to bully the dog. And some kid comes up behind and stomps on the dog's tail. And the dog freaks out. She freaks out. And then she tells the principal or whatever the fuck. And he goes, all right, well, from now on, you got to eat your lunch here in the office with no one around you. So it doesn't. And it's like, wait a minute, she's being, and they didn't do anything to the fucking asshole kids. So she's filed a federal complaint against the school. Thank God. Fuck me. Let's get into this story. Audio check, video check.
New public schools, once again, the target of another legal matter. A senior at Kalamazoo Central High School has filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education.
Look at that adorable dog.
Claiming that the district administrators did nothing after she and her service dog were bullied.
News 8's David Horak joins us live from our Kalamazoo studio after speaking with her and her mother. David?
Emily and Brian, Alyssa Douglas, a senior at Kalamazoo Central, was diagnosed in fall of 2021 with dyslexia.
This reporter looks like his eyes are too close together. I think he was born with FAS.
As well as high anxiety and depression. She relies on her owner-trained service dog, Moxie, a German Shepherd mix. And from the day she met him, Alyssa says he has been a lifesaver.
Well, we spent 5 minutes with them, and I'm like, yep. There was something that just clicked, and he has been amazing since.
While studying at Kalamazoo Central, Alyssa says Moxie helps her curb panic attacks and calm an overwhelming mind.
Hello, puppy.
Levels just plummeted, and my heart rate skyrocketed. I don't have it on today. I keep forgetting to charge it. I usually have a little Apple Watch on there, and it hits around 180 so often, and I noticed, I'm like, wow, that's not normal. But he helps me a lot with that. He's very in tune with my emotions. So if I'm stressed, he lets me know.
But on October 10th of last year, both of them were more than overwhelmed when a group of boys at her school would not stop harassing them.
He was just laying there against the lockers, so not in the middle of the hallway or anything, and a student ran up and jumped in the air with both feet and landed on his tail, and sensed the way he was curled up, it was inches away from his neck.
She filed a report with the assistant principal in charge of security, but instead of disciplining the students, she says they ultimately chose to have her and Moxie eat lunch in the office without visitors on claims of security concerns.
That makes me feel like I'm the problem.
Uh-oh. There you go.
And it was very.
Now, she might not be successful in this because she's white, but, still, this is, I'm all for this lawsuit.
Upsetting to hear that coming from an upper level administrator telling me we're not going to do anything. Sucks to suck.
Her family filed an ADA and Rehabilitation Act of 1973 complaint against Kalamazoo Public Schools with the U.S. Department of Education.
I think it speaks to the culture of the school system.
Oh, good.
I think it needs to be addressed on a systemic level.
Yes.
I have a disability.
I'm seeing dollar signs.
Special accommodations, but I'm not disabled enough for their standards to get something that I don't need necessarily, because I don't need an individual education plan.
You see, if this was back when I was in school and this happened, well, first of all, they wouldn't allow a kid to have a pet. They would just say, "Yeah, tough it out. Shut up." But if they were disciplining the students, they wouldn't even send a note, and they just kick their ass, and then that's the end of it. Problem solved.
I just need the basics, and they can't even provide the basics.
I hope the dog helps her with her speech impediment, too.
And just help them understand.
She keeps sticking her tongue out for all the F-sounding words.
What they're doing is wrong.
A U.S. Department of Ed spokesperson told us,
not lost on me as I appear to be bullying this kid. She's going to sue me, too.
That they cannot comment on pending investigations, and we have yet to hear back from Kalamazoo Public Schools. We're live in our Kalamazoo.
Aha!
David Horak, News 8. Brian.
All right, David.
Why are 93% of sleep...
Derek, David, whatever the fuck your name is. That is so fucked up. Young Adams says she should sue you. Kenny says, what the fuck? Maureen says, Jesus, what is wrong with that school administrator? Who thinks what that asshole kid did was okay? Yeah, the kid should have gotten his ass kicked who stomped on the dog's tail. What the fuck? Chris adds, what kind of shithead kid and shithead parents? Lip Guy 2004 says, sounds like a Karen in training. Kenny adds, dog should have mauled his face immediately. Oh, wouldn't that have been something? If the dog actually bit his dick and ripped off dick and balls. Oh, man, that would make everybody happy. Kenny says kids are such assholes. They truly are. And, it always holds true because I see young people in my kids and Diana's school that she works at all the time doing amazing things. But it's always just once a group of dudes gets together, they turn into such cocks. They're always just trying to one up and get the attention of the group. So they act like assholes. Fuck. Every school should have an asshole patrol just in the halls at all times. Because that's where the shit hits the fan. Because you'll be walking and you'll pass someone else who wants to kick your ass. And that's where it gets weird. Or they sneak up behind you and flip your fucking books or whatever. This is all shit that happened to me. Fucking terrible. All right. Folks, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. As I mentioned before, sign up for it right there. And you, too, can enjoy the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which takes place live on Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll be recording a new edition of Who Are These Zanes? And also the Insane Asylum, the daily Patreon. All there for you. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. patreon.com/Eric Zane. If you like the free podcast and you really want to help the show out, sign up for 1 month. Check it out for yourself. See if you like it. Now, the open and live stream of this show, which I believe this is our 1,041st show. Yesterday was 1,040. Oh, my God. Approaching a 50 milestone. That isn't a big deal. Even 100 isn't even a big deal anymore. 500 and 1,000. Like when I hit 1,500 shows in a year and a half. that'll be a big deal. But anyway, the open and live stream of today's show brought to you today by Sarah Honda Granville, SERRA, Sarah Honda Granville.com. On Kenwa Avenue, just north of 44th Street, next to the Cracker Barrel. Check them out for a brand new Honda vehicle. Test drive one today. Also, their immense lot of certified pre-owned vehicles are there for you to check out. You can drive away on a certified pre-owned car today. SarahHondaGranville.com. All right, where am I? What the hell am I doing? Van Dyke Mortgage, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. If you're in the market for a mortgage, let's say you're doing some house hunting, you're thinking, hey, I want to pull the trigger. What you need to do is reach out to Mario and get pre-approved for your mortgage today. Now, granted, you aren't going to get a stellar interest rate, but if, like, we found the house of our dreams, we don't want to let it go by, get the mortgage, get the house, and then you're going to get another mortgage in a year. You're going to refinance. You can always refinance, but you won't always have the opportunity to get the house of your dreams. So, yes, let's say right now you're going to get a whatever percent interest rate, 6-7%. That sucks. It's going to go down, and when it does, refinance that shit and save yourself some money. That way you've already established that you already own the home. You're good to go in that regard. And your payment will be reduced. You need more information, 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. All right, we have a paintball event coming up April 30th, and I haven't been sending out messages looking for our players, but if you're thinking about playing, do reach out to me on email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, that you are coming. April 30. That is Paintball War number 22, the Spring Slaughter. $35 is what it's going to set you back. You get the gun, you get the mask, you get the paint, and we're doing a pizza party before it all gets started. TC Paintball, I will see you there. And you can also book your own event anytime. TCPaintballGR.com. Awesome. Hoping to be able to hear from Rick this week. Stand by. It is this weekend, Saturday. I was actually planning on going up north Friday to start getting the old trailer prepared for when my dad and Joanne are going to stay there when they visit me up north. So I was all set. I was going to do some painting. I was going to bring their new bed, their new blood and jizz-soaked bed to their for them to sleep on. I'm kidding. I'm not really going to do that. But that was the plan. And then Diana says, "Hey," or Madison says, "Hey, I'm looking forward to Saturday with you and me and my sorority sisters." And I'm like, "Oh." They do a thing once a year. It's the father-daughter sorority hot dog drunk fest. So you go, I show up there with Madison at the sorority house. This sounds like the beginning of some weirdo porno. Me and all these dads. You were all dressed like dads. We're all dads. It's Dad Fest. And sorority chicks. You know, you maybe play some yard games, perhaps some horseshoes, bocce ball, cornhole, can slam. You ever see the can slam game? I think is what it's called. And then they bust out beer pong. And then the next thing you know, they're bonging beers. And a lot of conversations are happening that are a little odd. And then I got to go. I just had a weird feeling that shit was odd there. And I said, hey, I got to get out of here. I'm going home. Okay, bye. At last year's one, if you remember, Madison made the fatal mistake. Like right now, she's 20. Last year, she's there, and she's kind of like a few feet away from me. And I watched like a transaction take place where they've made Jell-O shots, and one of the sorority sisters gives Madison a Jell-O shot, and she like pockets it for when like I'm not around. And I go walking up to her and I go, all right, you gotta obey the rules here. What? I go, you need to be less obvious. I'm right here. At least make it difficult for me. All I had to do was turn my head. Come on. Chris in Maine says, Dad pulls out his ding-dong at the grill and puts it in the bun like a brat. For fuck's sake. So she says that, yeah, Dad, it's going down. And I responded with, oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'm not going up north now. I mean, at the time, I was like, maybe if I tell her that I'm going up north, I was like, no, you can't. It's all about the commitment. Once you commit, you can't really back out unless, of course, it's like really urgent. And this isn't really urgent. You know? And I'm like, okay. So, shit out of luck. It is time for Dear Meathead, brought to you by Baldwin Ace Hardware. Eric at EricZaneShow.com is the where you would send questions. I see a couple. Thank you to Stevie. I appreciate that. Nathan sent one along. I appreciate that. Don't make them too involved. You know, they got to be pithy. You got to understand. 89-year-old dementia patient. Okay. Let me see if there's any on Facebook. Maybe I'm missing something. Nope. Maybe. Hold on. Nope, that's it. All right. If you have a question, Eric at EricZaneShow.com. Otherwise, I'm just going to run with what I got. And that'll be fine. Out. We'll figure it out. No big deal. Hopefully Joanne's there. The days, the day's getting long.
Hello.
Dad, how are you?
Good. Man, you're a busy body today, huh?
Oh yeah, very, very busy.
What are you doing? Traveling everybody around, or?
Yeah, I had to take Diana's brother to the dentist.
To where?
I had to take him to the dentist. He needed he needed some work done on his teeth.
Oh, I see.
You ever had a root canal?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, and he had a couple cavities. You see, there was a lot of time when he didn't really take care of his teeth.
Oh, well, hey, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of did a number, and it needed he's needed some repairs, you know?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of probably work on that.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just expensive, you know? Have you ever skipped brushing your teeth?
Have I, Joanne? No.
Oh, well, thank God. Yeah, that's because you're normal. But for some reason, this guy went like years without brushing his teeth. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? So I think he's getting it taken care of now because he lives with us. But thank God he lives with us now.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Does he still smoke?
Well, he doesn't smoke. He chews tobacco.
Oh, chews tobacco. That's right.
Which is also, that's risky.
That's not a good habit.
No. So we'll see what happens over time. So, we got a late start today, but so thanks for doing this late in the day. I appreciate that.
Well, no problem.
Are you about to head outside? It's another nice sunny day.
Yeah, I am. I got a lot of yard work to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did some. Joanne and I both did some yesterday. There's a little weeds that got yellow flowers on them. Dandelions.
Yes.
Man, we pick them up by to give them what we got.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Did you use your dandelion puller?
Oh, yeah.
Is it effective?
It's working.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic, according to Joanne.
Well, I gotta get one of those.
Yes, it's called Grandfather's dandelion picker or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Grandpa's weed picker.
Grandpa's weed picker, they call it. Oh, that's an awesome equipment,
You just step on it and it pops the whole thing out.
Yeah.
But Joanne was doing it with that and then gave me the easy part, dig it up by hand.
Oh yeah, that's a pain in the ass if you have to.
You're telling me?
Because the root always.
No, I was not. What are you talking about? You pop it in and then you reach on the end of it.
Oh yeah.
I know, but it's easier doing it the other way.
No, it isn't. There's no way it's easier. It's harder. It always breaks.
Yes, it's much easier. You don't have to bend down or nothing.
Hey, to each his own. I was doing a good job.
No.
What the hell?
Have you ripped up any flowers and thrown them in the trash?
No, we never had flowers. We would dig it as a whole yard.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's an acre of yard.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, okay, Dad. Well, that's awesome. Hey, did you hear the news about the football player named Damar Hamlin?
No.
He's the guy who had the heart attack on the field. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he
recovered, eh?
He did recover. He's gonna play football again.
Wow. Good Lord.
So that's
Isn't him an awful chance?
That's what I thought. But he insists that his doctors said he's good to go. Well,
I wish him well. God bless him.
And you can relate to that because how often has your doctor told you something and you don't listen to him?
Oh, I don't go to the doctor that often, But
yesterday.
Yesterday I went, yeah.
You went yesterday? You just said you did.
I really don't remember just the little crappy stuff,
Oh, was it a good visit? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this doctor of mine was a cool guy.
All right, I love it. Hey, Nathan writes, Dear Meathead, what are some good ways to de-stress after a long day? Like if you're all stressed out, you want to wind down, what do you do?
Well, you got to buy a half a gallon of booze.
Uh-huh.
And don't right away, just sip it.
Okay, so maybe just like a bottle of scotch?
Yeah, well, I never was a scotch man. But,
okay. How about a beer or two? Maybe a beer or two?
Yeah. In my drinking days, anything went.
Oh, yeah. I remember you'd get home and you maybe just want to reduce some stress.
In fact, wherever I was, I'd buy it. I'd walk home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, otherwise you drink it while you're driving, for God's sake.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good, though, that you don't do that. But some people...
I gave it up.
On.
I can't believe I made it.
Nor myself. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
All right. Stevie writes, Dear Ruben, I was working in my yard yesterday, and I woke up today with very sore muscles.
What's this person's name?
Her name is Stevie.
Stevie, okay.
Yeah, and she wants to know if you have any home remedies to help her aching muscles.
Oh, I wish we did.
Not really. You just don't irritate it by keep doing the thing. Same thing you do to irritate it. You got to relax and rest it.
Yeah.
At least rest, really.
Maybe just take it easy, and it's just it'll subside over time.
Yeah. Joanne just hollered, take turmeric.
Oh, I've heard about that.
It reduces inflammation.
It reduces inflammation.
That's like in the spice section, right?
No. It's in where the vitamins are.
Oh.
Nature made 1,000 milligram turmeric.
Okay, so yeah, it's in pill form.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I thought you were telling her to go to like where they sell the salt and pepper and just take a spoonful.
No, it would be terrible taste. Pop a capsule and it helps out.
All right.
I don't know. Joanne knows that.
I know that.
She is a guru of that information.
She was telling me about beets, eating some beets, and how good they are for you.
Yeah.
Now
Have you tried it?
No, I hate them. I hate those things.
You can buy beet powder too. Drink it.
Okay, maybe I could add it to a smoothie.
Yes, you could.
Or a 6-pack.
And you should take it because it's excellent for you.
Yep. All right, that's another thing. I got to write down two things. I got to write down Grandpa's weed puller and beet powder. You see, these are because this is a conversation that if I was 20 years old, I would not be interested in this conversation. But I'm 50. I mean 54 in July. Or 50. Wait a minute. I take it back. I'll be 50. I'll be 53.
Now, because you'll start aching if you don't.
I know it. And by the way, I'm already becoming like you because that's not accurate. I won't be 54. I'll be 53.
Eric, I can't believe you're that old.
Yeah, I know.
I really don't.
Frankly, I only have to do this stupid podcast for a few more years, and I can just wrap it up.
You don't want to do that.
No.
That's a very interesting item.
No, you're right. It is a very. I got to write that down. The podcast.
You don't know this, but you've got a good audience.
Oh, I know it.
Great people.
Hi, Stevie.
Oh, she loves you.
Oh boy!
Fun at the wedding.
Oh yeah, she had a good time. Let me tell you.
I know she did.
Oh boy. I wrote this down. The podcast is a very interesting item.
Yes.
I love that.
Idea.
Yes, of course. Dear Meathead, Nathan writes, let's see. Now that the snow is melted, how many ways to put my kids to work can you think of? He wants to put his kids to work, so I think you start with the dandelions.
Yeah,
that's it. We were out there doing the same thing. That is a very interesting thing to do. And you get a wheat puller.
Yep.
You just push it in there, step on it, it pops it right up.
Yes,
and it's
indeed.
Interesting because you take it right out, it's clear.
You don't have to bend over.
You don't have to bend over or nothing.
Right on.
I love it.
And you buy. Somebody who bought that for us?
Sam and Jason.
Yeah, the Sam and Jason bought that for us.
I'm getting one. So you can make the kid do that. What about like washing the car, mowing the lawn?
Yeah.
Mowing the lawn is good, but washing the car don't interest me.
Make them pull the weeds.
Don't make them pull the weeds, but just grab it by the hand and yank it out because it breaks off. It doesn't come out with the roots.
Oh, you're still doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I do. I get them all out with the roots and all that. It'll never come up again.
Have you thought about maybe hiring one of the neighbor kids? You give them like a quarter for every dandelion?
No, I want to get some exercises.
Okay. Yeah, all that up, down. Now, are you like on your hands and knees when you do it?
Yeah, I do.
He is. I'm not.
I don't know how the hell she does it, but...
With the grandpapa puller.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of when you're going up and down like that on your hands and knees. That's actually great exercise.
Yeah, but when you're on your knees, you don't get off of it. You stay on there.
Yeah.
You know, I stay on there.
Yeah, I know. You're like rolling around on the ground.
No. I just crawl. I got a little square of what is that? The rubber.
Yeah, you
rubber.
can. So
put my knees on that so it doesn't get damaged.
Yeah, so you don't get your pants dirty too. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, I don't want to hear.
I must have messing around a yard.
I don't want to hear about you encountering like a pile of dog poo, and you like grabbing that with your hands.
I don't ever want a dog.
All right, good. Okay. Hey, so yeah, did you and you heard the news that we got a new puppy?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We've seen it on the phone.
Now you're still back up to 4 dogs, right?
Yeah, we're full Puerto Rican.
Jesus. I remember you when you got that first dog. You found him out in what was that?
Macy. Yeah, that was Macy the dog. Yes.
Yeah, you just grab him and took him out.
Yeah, that's what it's been. That I've been ever since I was 18 years old. I got my first dog.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
So
well,
what do you got? You got 2 dogs now?
No, I got 4.
4. That's right. Holy cow.
Yeah. Bruce, O'Neill, Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, and now Darla.
Oh my God! What's this last one's name?
Darla.
Darla?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get.
Who the hell named that dog?
Well, we had like a naming party, and and that's what we came up with.
I think it's
Darla.
Yeah.
Is this like an abbreviation of darling?
No. I think it just sounded cute, you know.
Darla. Hey, Darla. No.
nice name, Darla.
According to Joanne, it's a nice thing.
Well, that's okay. I mean, if you don't approve, that's all right.
I approve. It's your dog's name, and it's you love it, and
yeah.
I'm compelled to love that dog.
Did you have any dogs when you were in Iraq or when you were in Iran?
Yes, I did.
You did? Do you remember the name of the dog?
I want to say Pom Pom.
It was Pom Pom.
It was, according to Joanne.
Did you say Darla's man?
Did you say the dog's name was Poom Poom?
Pom Pom.
That sounds like what you would call your girlfriend's private parts.
That's what we call them, Pom Pom. And then I don't know, when we lived out in Warren,
yeah.
This was a strange one. We had a dog. I don't know what the hell it was. This dog would go pick up all its droppings off the ground and bring it on a picnic table and pile it up over there.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was Queenie. Yeah. I remember.
Man, you got good brain.
Yeah,
my brain is defunct.
She wouldn't eat it. She would put it. She would carry it.
She just pile it up and hang around it.
Cleaned up after herself.
Yeah.
This is incredible. That's incredible.
Oh, boy.
All right. I remember Nikki says, yeah, she remembers Pon Pon for pony. I believe that's what you said during her question before. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Pom Pom, pony.
Pom Pom.
All right. I got to write this down too. You've got a good brain. My brain is defunct. Okay. That was a highlighted comment from my pal Kenny.
Hey, it's a chore to remember everything.
Hey, I know. Believe me, I know. Okay. Well, have a great day. It's going to be sunny. Not a bad temperature. So go out there and get those dandelions.
Yeah. Oh, I got a lot of that to do.
Okay, guys. I love you.
I love you too. And hug your baby and say we said hello.
I will. Remember, the podcast is a very interesting item.
Yes.
Okay, I love you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. Okay. That got rolling. I always love it when it gets like that. We need to establish the fact that if anything happens to Joanne, I don't know if we can do Dear Meathead anymore. They're a team. It's gotten so good that without that element, this is no longer, in my opinion, something, I don't know. I would just feel very, very weird if the gang got broken up in any way because of whatever, Absolutely spectacular. Unbelievable. So great. Okay. Maureen says he would get frustrated. I believe that. My hope is I would love to take care of him. Like, if that opportunity presented itself, I would do that in a heartbeat. Okay. If I talk anymore, I'm going to get sad. Let's break down, boy. Yeah, I got to do some ads. As Kenny pointed out for us, the T-shirts are on sale for $16. That's awesome. Get them at ericzaneshow.com. Michigan's #1 gravel bicycle race is the Dirty Donut. It has quickly become the most popular race. And, well, they're going to cap the entries. So the race happens June 3rd. There's still time to get in, but it's going to sell out. So you must go to dirtydonutrace.com and sign up for either the 10, 21, 41, or 61-mile gravel bicycle race. The way this is each race has a donut stop, some more than one donut stops. For every donut you eat, you knock 5 minutes off of your finishing time. That is awesome. So that's what's up. It's a great day-long event. You do the race. Afterwards, there's the awards, there's drinks, there's food. You get it all with your entry. Oh, my God. T-shirt when you sign up. DirtyDonutRace.com. Use code ZANE23 at checkout and save money. I cannot remember if it's save 10% or save $10. I can't remember. I think it's save 10%. Dan, if you're in the audience, let me know, and I'll go from there. Otherwise, I just got to look it up. One more thing to do today. Okay, I got to buy the beet powder, turmeric, get the damn thing to pull the dandelions, and Dan at Dirty Donut Race. DirtyDonutRace.com is where you go for that race. While I'm at it, thank you. Speaking of racing, we've got racing at Berlin Raceway this weekend. Okay? Racing starts at 4 p.m. in the spring. And tickets are $14 when you buy them online, $17 at the gate. So you can buy them online all the way up to the start of the race if you want. But that's how you do it. BerlinRaceway.com. Buy them online and get tickets 15 and under free. Parking free. You can bring a cooler, 12 by 18 cooler, no bigger. They measure. They do have a measuring spot. And that's a hard and fast rule. 12 by 18 or smaller. And you can pack it full with whatever you want to eat. That is up to you. So if you're on a budget, you can quite literally get all of this taken care of for just mom and dad paying a ticket. That's $30. And however many kids that are under 15, they're all free. You can, in theory, get away with spending $30 for an evening at the races. Now, it's a little chilly in the spring. It wasn't this past Saturday. But if you can gut through that, you're going to see some great racing. All right? At BerlinRaceway.com, the most affordable entertainment for you and your family. And if you do buy booze or concessions there, it's not overpriced. It's priced fair. Unlike when you go to like Van Andel, it's like $15 a pop for a beer. Fuck that. BerlinRaceway.com. Thank you to Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. Schedule your air conditioning tune-up today. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. How's that puppy doing? Stone cold asleep. Completely crashed. Sam the Jew says, remember, vodka is clear like water. Oh, my God. Maureen says, it's a gift to be able to care for your parents. I would enjoy that, as would all of my brothers. I'm sure they would. Kind of a weird scenario there, because when my dad married my mom, he adopted my brothers. As they aged, they started a fight. And it never really resolved itself because it all came to a head right about the same time that the divorce took place. So you had my mother pissed off at my dad, and my two older brothers who were adopted, they were pissed off at my dad. Jim and Eric, we share the same parents. That's my full-on blood brother. We're not pissed off at our dad. We would go to visit my dad and come home, and my half-brothers and my mom are pissed at us. And I'm fucking 8 years old. Oh, God. What a nightmare. To this day, my brother Paul doesn't want anything to do with my dad. And my oldest brother Michael, I think he does speak to him from time to time. But, oh boy. It was rocky. It was a mess. Stevie says, how did World Book Jim get his nickname? I don't remember. That's because he knows everything. He's named after the encyclopedia. Nikki says, I thought you said you were adopted and I was confused. LOL, falling asleep. Well, you've been working all night, for God's sake. Go to bed, woman. All right. But that reminds me. I got to write that down. Hang picture of Daisy. It needs to be up here. Look at that. It is so sweet. What an excellent job you did. All right. There's a real ugly trend where people are shooting kids when they go to the wrong house. Yesterday we talked about Ralph Yarl. Is that the kid's name? In Missouri? Yeah, Ralph Yarl, who went to that house, and that stupid old fuck shot him through the glass in the head, and then opened the door and shot him again. That kid is going to survive, by the way. He's at home and doing okay. But the 84-year-old is fucking in trouble. Thank God. He looks like shit, too. That guy. Well, there's more stupidity. This one's even worse. Kids were in driving through New York in a rural area, and they were looking for a friend's house. There's a carload of girls, and they passed the house, so they pulled into a guy's driveway and then wanted to back out and leave. But they pulled in, and then the guy comes out of the house, guns a-blazing. Oh, my God. Check this out. In theory. Oh, boy. All right, I got a bad feeling about this. Hang on, I got to refresh it. Okay, maybe. Aha.
3 friends in a car trying to find a... Authorities say 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis of Schuylerville was with 3 friends in a car trying to find a friend's house Saturday night, but it was dark with no cell service in a very rural area, and they made a mistake and drove up the wrong driveway on Patterson Hill Road in Hebron, but quickly realized they were at the wrong place.
So they were basically looking for their friend's house and got mistaken and drove up this driveway. While they were leaving the residence, once they determined that they were at the wrong house, the subject came out on his porch for whatever reason and fired 2 shots, one of which struck the vehicle that Kaylin was in.
She was fatally injured.
Killed her. Fucking killed her.
Drove away, finally able to get a cell phone signal and call for help in Salem on Cemetery Road shortly before 10 p.m.
Bad road to be on.
About 5 miles away.
Good thing it wasn't shot in the head road.
But Kaylin did not survive. Now 65-year-old Kevin Monahan of Hebron is facing...
Look at this guy. Look at this fucking moron. Jesus. He looks way too much like Jimmy in Maine.
A charge of second-degree murder. Sheriff Jeffrey Murphy said Monahan was not cooperative and was taken into custody after a standoff that lasted about an hour.
Okay.
The sheriff spoke a little about the young woman who died.
Oh. From all indications, she was, like I said, an innocent young girl who was out with friends looking for another friend's house. I know for a fact that she comes from a good family, a very good family, and I know them personally. And, you know, she was a young girl that was taken way too young.
Investigators do not believe that there was any interaction between the group of...
Is this chick's name Cummy? Cummy Tucker?
People in the car and the suspect before he opened fire. In Washington County, Kumi Tucker, News Channel 13.
No, it's definitely Cummy.
Meet the press now.
Shut up. That's fucking terrible. Not to be outdone.
Stony Point High School cheerleader Peyton Washington and her 3 teammates were returning home from an out-of-town cheer practice at Woodlands Elite in the Woodlands.
This is in Texas.
They left a car in the parking lot of the H-E-B on East 290 in Elgin. A source close to the investigation tells Fox 7 one of the cheerleaders mistakenly tried to get in the wrong car, realized what they did, and turned to walk away to their actual car. But 25-year-old Pedro Tello Rodriguez Jr. was in the other car.
Looks like a Latino version of Kevin Kuipers.
With a gun. He fired multiple shots at the girls.
It was a harrowing night for all 4 of those girls.
One cheerleader was treated and released at the...
Who the fuck was that? What was that all about?
Scene.
She looked like a cheer mom.
Peyton was airlifted to a local hospital and is in the ICU. Family and friends have no doubt she'll recover.
She literally was born with 1 lung, so she, from the very beginning as a baby, you know, she wasn't even expected to survive, let alone, you know, excel in athletics. So she's surpassed a lot of things already.
Look at her.
Shearer describes Peyton as one of the strongest athletes that ever come through her gym.
I mean, she's literally...
this lady says literally too much, or says literally too much.
Like an icon in the world of all-star cheerleading. And I mean, definitely at our gym, but literally all
Stop saying literally!
Around the country. She has so many little kids that look up to her.
This weekend was supposed to be a big one for Peyton. Her last all-star cheerleading world championships.
How the fuck does she do that?
Every title there is to win in all-star cheerleading except for a world title. So that makes this super heartbreaking for her.
But her athletic career isn't over. She's signed to be on the Baylor acrobatics and tumbling team in the fall.
We were so excited when she signed. She actually signed early, as a junior.
Her future Baylor acrobatics and tumbling coach, Felicia Mulkey, said in a statement, quote, "Peyton is a strong young lady. If you know her, you know that about her. I have no doubt she's going to get through this. She's an amazing athlete, but a better human. And that's why she's a part of our Baylor family." As for the World Championships this weekend.
And I don't know what we're going to put on the floor, but we will be there, and we will definitely all be competing for her.
Well, there you go. Oh, my God. So some fucked up shit going on here. My God. These fucking idiots. I might have to rethink my thoughts about we need more guns.
Connect with Flex, one-stop shop.
My God. Young Adams says automatic death penalty for all of these shooters, and I am not usually pro death penalty. Kenny says somebody rang my doorbell. Time to shoot. Somebody turned around in my driveway. Time to shoot. Somebody thought my car was their car. Time to shoot. Sir Bob says she literally says literally too much, literally. And Jimmy writes, she's not good at dodging bullets. Jesus. Fucking asshole. The fuck is wrong with you? All right, hang on. I got to go potty. I'll be right back. Sit here and keep an eye on the dogs for your old pal EZ. Okay? Thank you. Yeah. Kaiser Games. Hello to you all. Or hello to you. What's your story? How did you find this mess? Thank you. I'm glad you did. Okay. Moving on. Next topic of discussion. Okay, we covered the trend of shooting young people. We covered Fox News. It's time for an Eric Zane Show Podcast sports update. Ultra marathons. That's like what Joe Moran does. Anything more than 26.2 is an ultra marathon. You get people doing like 50, 100 miles. Just remarkable. This lady was looking to do just that in London. Scottish ultra-marathon runner Josiah Zakrzewski, Zakrzewski, placed third in some massive Manchester to Liverpool race, a huge long race in the UK on April 7th. But they were looking at the track data because you got like a chip that tells, determines your time. So they took a look at that because they noticed there was an anomaly where she's moving along at whatever pace per mile, minutes per mile. And then all of a sudden she gets several miles done at an average of like 65 miles an hour. This cheating bitch jumped into a car. In an interview with the BBC, the director of the race confirmed they ended up disqualifying her. And the thing is, she cheated, and she didn't even win. She's so shitty at cheating that, she ended up finishing like third. How horrible is that? Where you decide to wreck your reputation or risk your reputation and jump in a car and you only win the fucking thing. I hope it was worth it. The issue has been investigated, having reviewed the data from our race tracking system, GPX data, statements provided from our event team, other competitors, and from the participant herself. We can confirm that a runner was disqualified from the event, having taken vehicle transportation during part of the route. The matter is now with the Trail Running Association and, in turn, UK Athletics as the regulatory bodies. She has not spoken to the media or acknowledged any wrongdoing. Well, if we learned anything, she could get the book thrown at her. Didn't those guys who were in the fishing tournament, remember those hill jacks in the fishing tournament? That they wanted to win the fishing tournament, so they put like 50-pound dumbbells inside of the fish, and each fish weighed like 60 pounds. And normally it's a fish that weighs like 5 ounces. And then like, hey, wait a minute. And then they cut open the fish, and they see the dumbbells come flying out of the fish, and everybody wants to kick their ass. And I supported them. By the way, I was on their side. I thought that was, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And I think they got in like some legal trouble, which is ridiculous. Who gives a fuck if you cheat? Does that mean that Tom Brady, when he cheated his ass off by inflating the balls, Tom Brady should be arrested? That was horrible. I was rooting for them. I wanted them to keep doing it. But now I think they're in prison for life after that. The woman says, okay, the race didn't go to plan. This is a friend. A friend of hers is speaking for her and said she was feeling sick and tired on the race and she wanted to drop out. So she got in the car and then like, hey, I feel better. I'm going to get back after it. But they didn't take her to where they picked her up. As in my experience with these types of endurance sports, the second you start to get any type of assistance, you're fucked. You're not allowed to compete anymore. So during these triathlons, if you're swimming and you're struggling, there's people in boats that are keeping an eye, and they're looking for one thing, a hand to go up. Because if a hand goes up, you're out of the race. That means you need help. They get their hit the jet skis, Kenny Powers, grab your ass out, and your day is done. You put your hand up, it's over. She has cooperated fully with race organizers' investigations, giving them a full account of what happened. She genuinely feels sorry for any upset caused. I think she's kind of cheating and then oh, yeah, I didn't mean to. A statement posted on social media by ultramarathon race officials on Monday said there had been an adjustment to race results due to a participant DQ. I don't see how long the race is, but the winner did it in 7 hours, 32 minutes, and 58 seconds. Or the third place finisher who took her spot. Those ultras are sick. To me, that's the hardest thing anybody can do. That and win the CrossFit World Championships. Those are the hardest things ever, in my opinion. The ultra running makes Ironman triathlon look like a walk around the neighborhood. 100 miles in 24 hours in some of those fucking things. Joe Morin does that shit. I remember when I interviewed him when he did he was successful at a 100-mile race. And at one point he was like a zombie. and he just laid down in someone's front yard and fell asleep. Now, nowadays, I mean, with all the stories we've heard, he's lucky he didn't get shot by some stupid old white guy. Of course, he probably wouldn't have gotten shot because he's not black. He actually looks like someone who would shoot someone if they walked onto his property. Oops. Oh, it looks like someone's waking up. Darla, the new puppy, is waking. Kaiser, who's new. I think I can't see. K-E-Y? Keiser? Keiser or Kaiser Games? I don't know. Says, I've been following you since Freeburg and Howings days. Freeburg and Howings days. First time checking out the stream. Welcome. Had a friend, Justin, same person says, just had a friend who did a 2-day, 200-mile trail run. It's nuts. Oh, boy, yeah. There's that one called the Fred here in my neck of the woods where, what's the name of that fucking trail? The White Pine Trail? You got to start here and run up to Cadillac, and then you turn around and run back. You do it with the team. It's the hardest thing in the fucking world. All right, it is Kaiser. Bruce is playing with her new pal, Darla. So there's some entertainment for you. That probably means that this podcast is somewhere near the end of the line. I've got one more sports story to talk with you about, and then I'm going to save the rest for the Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. There's a dude for the Winnipeg Jets who, you're going to see this. It's not as gruesome as you think it might be, but some dude for the Jets is playing. They're playing the Vegas Knights, and there's a fucking scrum in front of the net. And the guy for the Jets, his face lands on the blade of the guy's skate, and it opens up a giant vagina on the dude's forehead. It looks like an axe wound. And so he's bleeding like a stuck pig. He gets up, skates off. They stitch him up, and he doesn't miss a shift. If this doesn't prove that hockey players are the biggest psychopaths and the toughest athletes on the planet, I don't know what does.
Up with a puck, turned it over, and it's taken away by Adam Lowry. Cross-ice feed for Mason Appleton. Appleton to Lowry, centered in front. Oh, and a great check for goal. Loose puck, side of the net. Appleton jamming at it. Still free in the crease. No whistle.
Okay, there it is. Okay, let's back up. Okay, this dude right here, he's going to go down, and a blade is going to go up, and he's going to fall onto the blade. So keep your eye on number 5 right here.
No whistle yet, and finally...
I take it back. I fucked that up.
It's taken away by Adam Lowry. Cross-ice feed for Mason Appleton. Appleton to Lowry.
Okay, watch number 36. Just watch number 36 head.
Centered in front. Oh, and a great check for goal. Loose puck, side of the net. Appleton jamming at it. Still free in the crease. No whistle.
Right there. Did you see that? It was the goalie's skate buried itself in the guy's head. Oh, right there. It is ripping his head open.
And finally there is. And somehow...
So there he is.
It stays out.
He's skating off now. Yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Winnipeg Jets, and Barron's going to come to the bench here. He got a nasty cut on the face. He might have caught a skate in all that pile. And he is bleeding.
I would not be walking. I would be rolling on the ground saying, someone come help me.
The Jets with a couple of really good opportunities, but this last one was a wide open game.
The dudes are going to scrape the blood off.
On the rush, well established. Lowry's going to throw this across, take the zone.
Here he is up here. Here he is right here. Going to come down and front.
Fighting away as he goes. Catches him. I believe it's the skate of Laurent Brossois who comes up.
36.
How this stayed under the net, I have no idea.
Right there.
And a nasty cut that will need repair.
Barron.
For sure. As what a shamazel at the.
A shamazel.
As the Vegas Golden Knights try to cover as much ground as they can to not let this puck get pushed into the net.
A schmazel.
Puck was close underneath Brayden McNabb. And here's Barron vacating the ice. I mean, he got up, he came off, both his eyes were open, so the cut looks to be maybe on the above his right eye or just to the side of his right eye. As we look at Carter driving the Vegas defense back, dropping it to Scheifele. What a toe drag as Scheifele tries to go far side low. And a nice save by Brossois.
Look at, here it comes.
As we look at the skate.
Oh, it's like, I'm surprised that the skate didn't come off the guy's foot. It was so in his brain. And it's like stuck there.
The skate didn't kick him. He fell into it. But that, I mean, hey, it's a good thing it didn't kick him. It would have been a lot worse on the hand of his lunch.
Look at, here he is. Look at my man.
Barron just made his way back to the Winnipeg bench. He's got a full birdcage on, but good on him, and glad to see him back in this game. His first Stanley Cup game in his career. And we have been told he has over 75 stitches.
75 stitches? Oh, wow. Holy shit. He doesn't miss a shift.
Why they have 286.
I think it had to be longer. He had to have missed a shift. There's no way they could stitch him up that fucking quick. Jimmy says, I can't believe this doesn't happen more often. I've never understood why any hockey player does not play with a mask. What a bunch of morons. Josh says the only thing that potentially saved him is goalies have different cuts or sharpness on their skates. You know more than I do. Somebody's getting a little vocal over there. You guys okay? That little bark is just adorable. Amanda's daughter plays with a mask. Don't they have to? Isn't that a rule? I think that's a rule. Of course, it's not like real hockey that your daughter plays. It's beer league girls. Husky girl lesbian beer league hockey. Porky girl hockey. Brandon says, after my black eye, I'm getting a visor and I only play roller derby. Fuck all that. What the fuck is going on over there? All right. I gotta wrap this show up. Dog's going crazy. Thank you to Jennison Pool and Spa Depot, 616-457-0500. Get a pool installed with Jennison Pool and Spa Depot in my neck of the woods. If you try to get someone else to install a pool this summer, you're on a 2-year waiting list. 616-457-0500. She got it. She got it back. There's a war going on for the stuffed animal between Bruce and the princess. You're going to rip it. And they have a full selection of hot tubs for you to choose from. All different price points at Jennison Pool and Spa Depot. 616-457-0500. Thank you to Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. I just heard from, I believe, Luke, who is going to go over there and say hi to the folks at Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet along Chicago Drive behind Little Caesars. Lowest price for flooring in the entire state. And then you add to the discount an additional 10% off when you say my name. Say my name. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet in Granville, Michigan, right behind Little Caesars in the ugly beige warehouse. Thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Get your vehicles repaired at Irvine's. They repair all makes and models. The only thing they won't touch is a Volkswagen. And that includes, they'll work on all the hybrids and the EVs. They are the authority on that. The dealerships send their cars that they can't fix to them at Irvine's. Kaiser says, I'm in California, so I'm guessing they won't come install here. I need to know more about your history. I'm always very interested when new people come in because I know every single person that's on here right now that I see commenting. But when there's a new person, I'm often engaged with the storyline of how this all came to be. Where were you when you first heard the show? What do you think of what I'm doing? This is a big departure from what it was on Freebeer and Howings, which is an ensemble show. This is one person monologuing. Is it appealing enough? Do you like it? What would you do? I don't want you to tell me what I would do different because I won't. I usually just do this. So that's it. That's all I'm capable of doing. Send me an email, Kaiser, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I would love to hear from you and meet you. DW Spell says, pools are too much work. No way. Oh, you're so full of shit. That's not true. You got to buy one of those robots that's in the pool that cleans it for you. You never heard about the robot? Hold on a second. Here you go, Peanut. No, Bruce. Don't take it, you fucker. Cole says, did Joe call you back yesterday? No, I didn't hear from Joe. I did not hear from him. Kenny says, meeting time. Have a good one, you guys. Thank you, Kenny. The show's over anyway. Where was I? Thank you to Irvine's. Also, join me on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane. Just $20, and my cameos are the absolute best. Bosco's Pub. I'm not going to be there anytime soon, but go there for dinner. Bosco's Pub, part of Terrace Square in Hudsonville, Michigan. What's wrong, Peanut? Come here. Come here. Everybody wants to see you. Come on. Come see Papa. Oh, okay. Okay. Come see Daddy. In case you missed this is our new addition, Darla. I'm going to wrap up the show with the asshole of the day. And then I look at O'Neill's like, all right, finally I can get up there. She's not up there. I can get up there. Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health is their web address, 616-632-7200. When you need any information about the WIC program or vaccinations for your little ones, the WIC program, keeping food on the table, if you are struggling, if you qualify, vaccinations for the little one, for little or no cost, if you qualify. We're talking measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, pertussis, meningitis, all the important things that your little ones need to be vaccinated for. Thank you so much to the Kent County Health Department. With this puppy, my stress is at an all-time low because all I do is smell puppy breath and give her kisses. You want to say something? They can hear you breathing. You're licking the microphone. Make a little squeak or something. Should I pull your tail? They can hear your lip. Oh, that gross noise. Absolutely fantastic. 8 weeks, 1 day, Peanut. Look it. I'm going to start calling her Harvey Dent. Some of you don't get that reference, but because of her face. I'm going to call her, her nickname is Harvey Dent. Okay. Let's do the asshole of the day. Yesterday it was that fuckface Andrew Lester who shot Ralph Yarl. It's tough to do shit with one hand. That sounds weird. Today, what are we going to do for asshole of the day? What are you doing? There's a lot of great candidates. Fox News, asshole kids in Kalamazoo who stomped on the dog's tail. The trend of shooting young people. Skate to the face. Ultra-marathon cheater. And then, of course, we did Dear Meathead. So, what of that? I think Fox News is out. We've got bigger fish to fry. The kids who stopped, or even the Kalamazoo schools, for making the kid the bad person. Fox News gets a vote. Asshole Kalamazoo kids gets a vote. Stop. You're chewing my headphones. No. You're going to put... Oh, okay. Okay, that's a problem. The people who shoot kids. Kid shooters. That has to be your asshole of the day. Asshole of the day, each and every day, brought to you by TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com. Send me an email if you're coming to the Paintball War number 22, the Spring Slaughter. All right. I believe our work is done here. I will talk to you on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Till next time, folks, thank you. I'm going to send you off to something here. I don't know what we're going to raid.